Hi. So here for my project for FC2, I basically made the autocomplete functionality that exists in any search engine. And what I've done here is basically the UI end of the project where I've given different functionalities such as if you want to train your autocomplete engine on a particular corpus of text, for example, if it is like you're working with general English data, you can use Wikipedia abstracts, which I've loaded up here. And if you're changing your corpus, it can be anything, maybe a different language, if not English, and maybe something very specific like code. So there's this functionality where you can add your corpus text to this file here, and the model will basically be trained on that, and then it'll give you the suggestions accordingly. I've also included some of the settings here where basically top case represents like the number of suggestions that will show up in the autocomplete, and I'll get to these settings in a while. And basically, if I start typing and I want the autocomplete to complete it, I just need to press enter, and it should show up with some suggestions. We just wait for that, and it does. And it comes up with stuff like United, Union, which is pretty reasonable. And if I were to give another prompt, the let's just say we want to write success of humanity. Okay, it does come up with that, which is great. But this is kind of very easy where you can just do prefix matching. So I've handled different cases here where, for example, if the user has a typo in the prompt, for example, if it writes like this is a typo here. Um I have done fuzzy matching also in my project where basically I have different suggestions that come up with irrespective of your typos. So human still comes up here, and basically how my fuzzy matching works is that it's basically computing an edit distance with this word and all the other words in the vocabulary, and I'll choose a particular threshold which is 2 here, and all those words which are a 2 edit distance away from this typo word will also be coming up in the suggestions. And now I think I should explain how exactly am I ranking these suggestions. So I'll just briefly move to the code for that. I have basically made a ranking engine where I have different scores for different things. For example, the prefix bonus and the frequency score represents how many times the word is in the corpus, and the editability is basically like if you're suggesting words that are have a high edit distance, you basically penalize that in the score. And I am also using a Monte Carlo based language model to generate basically like probably distributions of the next word conditioned on the previous tokens. So essentially when you write the prompt, it gets split into two things essentially, that is the context and the prefix. And the prefix is basically the last unended token, and the context is all the tokens before it. And this basically, the context goes into the language model where it forms this frequency table and generates samples the next word from this Monte Carlo function. And finally, after doing that, in my ranking engine I also have something for prefix lookup where I've gone ahead and done this trie data structure, which is very fast for prefix lookups. And finally, after ranking them, I display them on the suggestions here. Thank you.